So ang sharing at topic natin ngayon is small business risks. Hindi ko lang alam kung bakit tinatawag natin itong small kasi importante ito sa ating kooperatiba, sa ating negosyo, sa ating organizations. But I think the idea is we are inclined doon sa mga maliliit na mga negosyo na hinahandle natin sa kooperatiba. So allow me, my dear brothers and sisters, to share with you our thoughts on this topic on business risks. So part sa ating program sa Cooperative Math sa CCFED, and hopefully we will enjoy some of it. Itong ating topic ngayon na risk, ano ba ang nakikita natin or what can we say about this? Always nasa maisipan natin, maybe policies ito. It's about policies or yung process ng ating organization. Hindi, control. Sa control ito. At teka muna, dapat analysis. I-analyze natin yung mga problema natin and then come up with strategies and then rules. Well, we are correct, and practically these are all that we need to consider when we talk about business risks. Therefore, we need to start para leveling off. How do we define what business risk is? For all of us, businessmen, entrepreneurs, and even ordinary members of society, how do we define business risk? It's all about the forces that is affecting our organization. These are either internal or external. And oftentimes, it is a threat to this organization or to our business. Usually, it is unfavorable event that will have impact on the gains and losses of our business. Definitely, mga kapatid, pag nasa negosyo tayo, we will always face risks. Kasama sila. Pag may business, may risk. And then it's always a force that will prevent us from achieving our goals. Kaya super ingat tayo on this business risk. I'd like to share with you yung survey na ginawa in 2021. Madami sila, about 2,600 experts in 89 countries. Last October, November of 2021. Sinasabi nila, ano kaya ang mga risks sa 2022? From the chart, mga kapatid, makikita nyo ano yung overwhelming forecasted risks in 2022. You can just take a look. Foremost of them would be cyber incidents and business interruptions. Yun ang forecast nila in 2021 na mangyayari sa 2022. Another survey, yung top 10 global business risks na nakikita ng isang survey din, makikita nyo from 1 to 10. Ano yung mga projected risks o mga risk goals ng ating negosyo? Foremost of all is fiscal crisis. Pag nakita nyo yung color code natin sa kaliwa, ang daming blue. So these are all economic crises. Pero nandyan din yung failure of national governance, energy price shock, data fraud, social instability, and so on. Ang pinakahuli, brothers and sisters, is asset bubble. Natinag ako dito sa number 4, energy price shock. Kitang-kita natin ngayon ang problema, especially in the area of buying imported fuel. If you recall, brothers and sisters, The cost of crude, diesel fuel in January was only about 40. Ngayon, nasa 74, 75 na tayo. Practically double ang price ngayon. And because of that, may multiplier effect siya. Dahil sa tumaas yung ating kurudo, tumataas din ang other prices. May multiplier effect yan. So, dapat ang mga entrepreneurs, ang mga negosyante, dapat tingnan, pag-aralan ang itong tinatawag natin na business risks. Ang dami niyan. Some have even more than 10 business risks. Pero siguro let us limit it to some basic ones for this afternoon. Kasi ang konti lang oras natin. I'd like to focus on the 5 that I think are more basic business risks. For example, strategic, and then operational, financial, compliance, and then reputation. Isa-isahin natin sila. Let's define it simply, and then maybe come up with some examples. Halimbawa, sa strategic risk, mga kapatid, every entrepreneur or businessman always comes up with an idea on how to go about with his or her business. Strategy. Ano ba yung strategy na pwede natin gamitin para maging effective at saka mag-generate ng income para sa ating negosyo? I'll give you an example, mga kapatid. Mang-inasal. Di ba meron silang anli, rice? Ayan. Hanggang ngayon, gumagana pa rin. Kasi masa tayo. Kung saan yung maraming rice, doon tayo pupunta. Anli pa. So right now, this group of Jollibee, kasama na yung Mang-inasal, is still continuing with the anli rice sa Mang-inasal, and it's really very effective. Now, if our strategy is yung price leader tayo, ang presyo natin mababa compared to the rest. Kung nagawa natin yan dati, can we still do it today? Mga kapatid, the rising costs of our inputs, ingredients sa ating business in the production or in the service area requires that we raise the price today. So kung ang strategy natin is price strategy or price leadership, mukha yatang hindi na pwede o obra yan. Have you noticed ang presyo ng Jollibee at saka McDo and the rest? Tumataas. They were always saying na masyadong mababa, pang estudyante, pang masa yung mga presyo nila. But right now, tumataas na rin ang kanilang mga presyo dahil nga sa cost of production. So, strategic risk is really one of the considerations that we have to make. Dito sa ating kooperatiba, ano ba ang strategy natin? Ang members natin are members of CFC, and then we have special products and we have special services. In fact, right now, we are working out on this GYRT. Nag-uusap-usap ang mga officers kung anong gagawin natin, how do we price, and what should be the product that we are going to offer to our members. One of the considerations is dapat siguro addressing the needs of the many, no? Majority of the members. So, dapat yan ang pag-aaralan in any organization. Operational risk. Ito mga kapatid, basically internal ito, operational, yung day-to-day operations natin, this involves technology, yung ating system, ang ating hardware na ginagamit, even our ordinary, small and big decisions that we make every day. And also our relationship with each other, yung mga katrabaho natin sa loob. kasama natin sa negosyo. Kung hindi natin aayos yan, it will have an impact on our business. And that is what we call operational risks. Meron ding external operational risks. And these are the so-called natural disasters, bagyo, lindol, earthquakes, and many others, power outages. These are affecting our operation, and these are external forces. Financial risk. Mga kapatid, pag negosyo, pera. Ganyan talaga tayo. I think we cannot run a business without money. And because of that, financial risk is unavoidable. Dapat harapin natin yan. We will handle it very carefully. And many things are happening nowadays. Halimbawa, nagbabago yung merkado. Market conditions. Ayaw na ng ating mga members ang product na pinupush natin. So what can we do? That will have an impact on our sales and our marketing strategies, which will go down to our financial conditions. Kung nagpapautang tayo ng ating mga members, sa mga loans ng ating mga members, how do we handle collection and delinquencies? And finally, kung tayo umutang, if our organization umutang sa labas, sa bangko, or some other creditors, right now, the cost of loans is rising. Dahil nga sa ating economic situation right now. Nandyan man si Brother Roel, we keep on saying na most of the rates are nasa mga 4 to 6, 4 to 8, mga ganyan. But probably now it's going to go up. So kung tataas yung mga rates, interest rates, or loan rates, how will that affect our financial projections? Long time ago, mga kapatid, I was in a steel company, import-intensive kami. The dollar exchange rate went from 26 to 52. So ginawa namin ang aming budget when the dollar is only 26 pesos. In the middle of the year, umabot siya ng 52 pesos. So paano namin ma-cope up yung aming targets when our money could hardly buy the imported ingredients of our production? That is a big problem on the financial decisions and conditions of the organization. Halimbawa, yung sugar na lang, mga kapatid. Kung nasa tayo, pagkain, tapos maraming asukal ang gagamitin natin, tumaas yung presyo ng asukal. Halimbawa, gumagawa tayo ng pandesal. Tapos nangangailangan tayo ng sugar or oil, and then tumaas bigla yung mga presyo ng ganon. That will have an impact sa ating operation. It's a financial risk. Most often, ang ating budget is sagad na sagad. Wala tayong allowance for possible increases in the pricing. So when that happens, malaking impact yan sa ating negosyo. Compliance, risk. Brothers and sisters, come to think of it, maliit man ang ating business o malaki man, there will always be a regulator that will see to it na susunod tayo sa kanilang requirements. To start with, business permits. Pag hindi natin nasusunod yung mga requirements nila, they will not issue a business permit and we cannot operate. Kung hindi natin nasusundan ng BIR, babanahan na tayo ng BIR. Tayo sa kooperatiba, ang daming reportorial requirements ng CDA. I'll give you an example, mga kapatid. Many small co-ops right now were not able to comply with the requirements of training And because of that, nasususpend ang kanilang operation, hindi nila matanggap yung Certificate of Compliance from CDA. And therefore, they cannot operate as a savings and credit cooperative until such time na makomply nila yung mga requirements. Ang requirement, training ng mga officers. Hindi nag-train ng mga officers. So, hindi maibigay ng CDA ang kanilang Certificate of Compliance. Iba-iba pa, no? Of course, DTI, yung Department of Labor and Employment. Sa mga bangko, of course, BSP is very strict. Isang report lang na hindi mo maibigay is a ground for possible suspension of your operations. These are very critical to the operation, mga kapatid. Compliance to regulators. Yung mga maliliit natin na mga tinda, yung mga sari-sari, yung mga ganon, backyard industries, baka sabihin natin na wala namang kaming ano dyan, wala namang naghahabol sa amin. Well, for a short while, baka libre kayo, but eventually, you will have to face them and you will have to comply with the requirements. Especially in the area of food. No, ang daming ko sa BIFA, yung mga ganyan, striktong-strikto yan sila. Hindi tayo pwedeng lumampas sa kanilang mga regulations. And the last but not the least is reputation risk. Mga kapatid, lalo na sa atin, sa CFC, sa Co-ops for Christ, meron tayong reputation na ginagalang natin, ating binavalue. Kung di natin yan aalagaan, well, we will have problems with our members and we will have problems with the community. Oftentimes, merong mga sinasabing marites or marisol, nagsasabi ng hindi tama tungkol sa ating produkto, tungkol sa ating serbisyo, mga serbisyo. They are giving some negative comments na yung CFC, calls for Christ sa Iligan, mukhang hindi friendly. Tapos yung ilang processing sa kanilang loans, ang bagal-bagal. Hindi na tayo dyan, doon na tayo sa kabila. Yung kanilang rates, ang mahal-mahal, and so on. These are concerns for the reputation of our organization. Pag-iingatan natin yan. And we will have to pay attention that mga negative comments, even for one member or one client, magdo-double-double yan, magmamultiply, and naapektuhan ang ating negosyo. Ingatan natin yan. Karaniwan, brothers and sisters, itong mga business risks are caused by three kinds. One of these is natural causes. Hindi siya man-made. Yung mga calamities na sinasabi natin, earthquakes, floods, and others, definitely matatamaan ang ating negosyo dyan. Yung mga palayan natin, yung mga negosyo na madaling mabaha, no? O mga malindunan. Pag-iingatan natin yan. And the only way to do that is to pass on the risk. Iko-cover natin ng insurance yon. So oftentimes, Filipinos are not prone to going into insurance to cover our business. Yung building natin, yung laman ng ating negosyo, mga items for sale, dapat cover with insurance yan. Including yung mga tao, the staff that are working, and even the clientele that comes in and out of our business area, dapat covered with insurance yan. Kasi pag hindi, much as we would like to earn a profit at the end of the year, baka mauubos din dahil dito, no? Natural causes. The other one is human causes. Ito, oftentimes nangyayari ito in the area of the operations of the business. So, employee issues, away-away, problems of relationship, lalo na mga strikes or mga palpak na decision making by management. Ang mga strategies na ini-employ nila are not effective. And more importantly, ang choices ng ating mga clientele. Baka palagi tayong nagbibigay ng the regular loan, the regular savings, nagsawa na sila doon. It's about time we will be innovative and try to see to it that we cater to the needs of our members or our clients. So human causes yan. And the last one is of course economic causes. Factors that are sometimes beyond our capacities. Kasi national in scope siya. Inflation rate, interest rate, exchange rate, depreciation of the peso, recession, ang presyo ng oil. We don't have control on all these things. And these are economic in nature. The price of the materials that we will be using, competition, market regulation, and new government policies. So, my dear brothers and sisters, these are happening today, 2022. And we need to brace ourselves and try to see how we can address these economic risks. Now we go to managing these risks. Ano ba ang gagawin natin? Can we avoid risks? Most often, we cannot. So we need to address itong mga risks. One option is simply accept the risk and accept the losses. Absorb the losses by accepting this risk. Kasi wala tayong preparation, wala tayong ginagawa. Dumating yung risk, accept na lang tayo, absorb na lang tayo ng mga losses. For some, meron silang ginagawang reduction of the impact of the losses of the risk, no, that will produce losses to the company or to the organization. Another way of saying it is mitigating. Mitigate the impact of these risks. Better is when we transfer the risk to another organization. So in the form of insurance, perhaps, no? And then setting up control mechanisms para paghandaan natin itong mga possible risks, may control tayo, we will minimize the impact of these risks. Kailangan natin ng mga strategies. So nag-aaral tayo, pinag-aralan natin ito, pinaghahandaan natin as we do our business undertakings. And basic among these things is the 4 steps of the risk management process. Ang una, gagawin natin, ano ba yung risk na hinaharap natin? We need to identify the risk. Define it. Ano ba ito? Anong klaseng problema ba ito? Once we identify it, i-assess natin ang impact sa ating negosyo. Ang extent ng possible damage, ng possible loss. Ang intensity o ang degree ng risk na ating inaharap. Doing these two, identifying and assessing, we can go next to controlling the risk. Gawa tayo ng mga paraan to come up with mechanisms so that we can control the risk. Set this up, establish it in our organization, and then along the way or throughout the year, ating re-reviewin, i-evaluate, review our control mechanisms so that everything will work just fine. And it is a cycle, my dear brothers and sisters. Matapos tayo sa review, evaluation, we can again go back to identifying kasi palaging nandiyan yung mga risks. in different degrees and intensities. Another way of saying it is identify, analyze, and then prioritize. Dahil madami sila, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, saan ba dito ang malaki ang banat sa atin? That will be our priority. And then we need to treat it, correct it, and minimize it. And then finally, come up with your monitoring and evaluation. And the cycle repeats itself. Balik ulit tayo sa identifying and so on. This is our risk management process. Always, my dear brothers and sisters, everything that we do, we move forward in our lives, in our business, with a leap of faith. Stepping into the unknown. Minsan, ang daming hindi natin alam. Much as we would like to study it and prepare ourselves, meron pa ding mga uncertainties. Doon ang problema. And we need to be prepared about it. One of the tools that we often use sa negosyo, sa mga organizations, para meron tayong analysis is the so-called SWOT analysis. Nag-aaral tayo, nag-uusap, nagde-deliberate, tinitingnan natin ang ating organization, especially in the planning session. Halimbawa, October, November, December, these are the planning months. We conduct SWOT analysis so that our plans for next year, meron tayong ready. So we consider the strength, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats that are present in our organization. Kailangan ng maraming magsama-sama. As I said to Brother Pito, two heads are better than one. Dapat marami tayo nag-aaral, nag-uusap, nagde-deliberate para makamtan natin yung proper analysis ng ating organization. Isa lang ito sa madami. Again, why are we doing risk management? Tingnan natin ang mga benefits about it. Number one, we are ready for the risk. Hindi pwede yung pikit mata tayo. No, we are not ready. Dumating yung mga risk, parang di natin alam. 100% di natin alam. It's better we assume na meron ganon, anong paghahandaan natin. Meron tayong preparation. So prepared for the risk to come. Sabi nga nila, prepare for the worst, always hope for the best to come. Ang ating goals and objectives, especially indicated in our plans of action, dapat klaro yon and realistic. When we set goals, minsan very optimistic tayo, nalimutan natin yung mga possible risks, no? Nag-hinder sa atin. So dapat klaro, anticipated natin yung mga possible risks. Dapat lahat ng ating mga decisions are based on facts and informed. Dapat informed decision making ang gagawin natin sa ating negosyo, sa ating organization. And then, I am always going for innovation and continuous improvement. Let us not be happy with the existing. Always we go for better things. We can improve this one further. We do innovation and we do continuous improvement. Kaizen yan sa Japanese. No? So continuous improvement. Because of this, my dear brothers and sisters, definitely we can build up the trust and confidence sa ating management, sa ating board of directors, sa ating mga members, at saka sa ating clientele in general. Sabi nga nila, 3 things we need to remember. Trust and confidence in the management and staff, trust and confidence in the board and the officers, and trust and confidence in the members and in the clientele at large. Puro trust and confidence yan. And then finally, after all these things, we can say mukhang maliwanag ang ating success at the end of the year. So improve success rate ang ating abutin. Hopefully so. I'd like to share with you, brothers and sisters, some people who have something to share with us. Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook is saying the biggest risk is not taking any risk. Mga kapatid, sabi niya, kung hindi nating bigyang atensyon, projecting that there is risk before us, that will be the biggest risk in our organization. Tama nga naman yun. And then Steve Jobs of Apple, he said, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world often are the ones who can change the world. Well, just like Bill Gates, sabi niya, a computer for every table, nangyayari na ngayon. Laptop, cellphones, smartphones, and so on. Steve Jobs, beautiful smartphones and computers sa Apple. And I believe in Peter Drucker when he said, the entrepreneur always searches for change, responds to it, and exploits it as an opportunity. Always there is change, ating respond to it, and then come up with maximizing the opportunities that go with the change. Stephen Covey always remind us, always begin with the end in mind. Ano ba yung negosyo natin? Ano bang gusto nating abutin? Dapat meron tayong ganong pag-iisip. Meron tayong vision, meron tayong mission. Ano ba yon? Sa CC-Fed ba? Ano bang, what do we want to do here? Ano bang purpose ng ating ginagawa? Begin with the end in mind. Another chief technology officer said, you have to take risks if you are going to innovate and revolutionize our organization. And in order for us to be successful, we need to have tolerance to challenge ourselves. The way forward, brothers and sisters, I would like to share with you, the purpose of our business is to generate profits or gains. For cooperatives, we exist to serve the needs of our members, following the universal principles of cooperativism. Ang negosyo ba natin, ang ating organization ngayon, what is the purpose of our existence? Kailangan din siguro revisit natin ang ating vision, ang ating mission, the goals that we have set, the strategies that we are applying, and the plans that we are having year in and year out. We have to know the purpose of our business. Second, if we conduct business, then we need to manage risks when we do the business. Question, do you have a way and a plan to manage these risks? Meron ba tayong risk management system, or do we have a management team that will handle all this? Kailangan natin, mga kapatid. If you're the only one thinking in your organization, medyo mabigat para sa iyo. Pero kung marami tayo sa board, active and vigilant, then we can cover the possible problems that will come our way. We need to know, we need to understand and appreciate God's plan for us. Managing the risk is our expression of our cooperation with God in living our life and in managing our business. Mga kapatid, God is in our business. Let Him be the center and focus in everything that we do. Not only in our lives, but in our business. Napakahalaga nito, mga kapatid. For I know what my plans for you, says the Lord. Plans to save you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a future and to give you hope. Mga kapatid, ang lalim nito. Jeremiah 29, verse 11. I'm so inspired by this message, O Lord, that I really would like you to be part in our organization always. In our cooperative, in our federation, in everything that we do. May sinasabi si Pope St. John Paul II to all of us. He said, nobody is so poor that he has nothing to give, and nobody is so rich that he has nothing to receive. Brothers and sisters, we need to manage the risks, realize the gains, and then share these things together so that we can become stronger. Last, from Mahatma Gandhi, he said, the world has enough for everyone's need, but not for everyone's greed. As we said, less for ourselves, more for others, and enough for everyone. To God be the glory, my dear brothers and sisters. Salamat po. Magandang hapon sa lahat.